Happy Tuesday! It's that time of week again. Stories with Sarah Lizabeth. Thank you so much for joining me today. I told you last week, crazy week, that I was probably going to be a bit tired today. And this is a fact. I am a bit tired today. And but I will tell you, this weekend was amazing. It was an amazing start to the season, and it just felt so good to be back out there working events this weekend, and everything was perfect and wonderful, and the clients were amazing, and they're off honeymooning right now, so I'm a little jealous, but I'm so happy for them, and it was just a great weekend. And one of the things that I kept sort of thinking about all weekend long was just how much it takes to put on events and how many people it takes to put on events, from the people that book it with me and we talk through the details, to the people that are actually there on the night of the event, coming in, at late hours, unloading everything. And, they don't know the client. They don't know personal stories. They don't have a personal relationship with them. I'm fortunate enough that I get to experience that with my clients, but they only know that they have a job to do, and they do it tirelessly. And it just amazes me every week to see people that work so hard to produce these events, and how 50, 60 hands touch one single regalo wedding. So it's pretty awesome to be able to witness that and to see all of these people working so hard just to accomplish a perfect day for somebody that they will never meet, nor will they ever get a thank you personally from them, because some of them are never seen. So thank you to all the vendors that just killed it this weekend and did an amazing job. Y'all are admired by me, and I appreciate each of you. So thank you so much. So back to the stories. So I'm excited to share this one with you. It is it's a really funny one. So I kind of went back and forth this week on what I was going to share with you. I had a few stories that I was kind of thinking I would share. So being that it's Mother's Day week, I decided I would throw a couple out to my children, and they would help me figure out which one to tell y'all. And of course, and kind of fitting, they picked this one, which is about a mother of the groom that had a great time at the wedding reception, which is what we want. And she had so much fun. And so when I was telling my kids about the different stories that I wanted to share, they were like, "Mom, this one, it's LOL." So in the way that my kids would describe it, I hope y'all find it LOL too. Let me paint the picture for you. My clients were amazing, of course. They were just such fun people. They wanted their wedding reception to be super fun, and lots of dancing, lots of good music. And so the day was perfect. And the groom was like this really tall, very big presence gentleman. And he was a great hugger, he was so tall, and every time I'd see him, he'd come over and he'd give me this huge hug, and he'd tower over me, and I felt so little when he would hug me. And then his bride was this short little bit, and they were just so cute. It was like they were just they loved life. They loved each other. Everyone in the bridal party, everyone in the family was just so fun and just enjoyed, life, and they appreciated everything. It's like all throughout the day, the people would come up to me from the bridal party and the parents and just say, "Thank you so much for all that you're doing. This is the most amazing day." And they were just super sweet people. They loved life. So this was really funny because we had a perfect day, and it was an amazing day. Everyone was super happy. We were at a church location, and then we ended up moving over to the reception location. So of course, my team was at the reception early in the morning, setting everything up, and then we moved on over to the church and had a beautiful ceremony at the church, and everything was just perfect. The reception was, in fact, everything they wanted. It was a big party. We had done all the draping and lighting, and this was a time in my career where I was actually doing all of the linens and chair covers. This was chair cover time. And so that meant like I was washing all the linens personally, and I was pressing all the linens. And I got out of the linen business about 5 years ago because I got smart. And I was like, this is cray cray. We're gonna just rent these, and they'll arrive and they'll be pressed, and I do not have to wash them until the wee hours of the morning and press them, because it's very difficult to do. So but this was a chair cover wedding, so all of the chair covers were folded and pressed by hand. And they had a pretty big party. So we had done all the linens and all the decor earlier in the day. We get to the reception, and everyone's having an amazing time, and everyone's dancing and just carrying on, and it's just been a perfect day. We're all happy and celebrating. And the mother of the groom was just as a presence as the groom, and she was amazing. She walked around that place all day with a smile on her face and just was so happy for her son. And she was a taller lady as well, so she was a presence as well. And they were loud, and they had a good time. So I was at the reception, and I typically run around from place to place at the reception, pretty much where anyone calls me to do something, like I'm running back and forth. So I was doing something, running around, and we sort of passed each other in the hallway. And she said, "Oh, Sarah," she said, "this is just the best party ever." And I was like, "I am so glad that you were having so much fun." She goes, "I have been on the dance floor, and I have been, swung around the dance floor and dancing with all the guys." I don't know, I can't remember if she had a significant other, but I think I remember her being single and ready to mingle. So she was cutting it up on the dance floor. And I remember her just saying, "Oh, that guy, he had me out there, and he was dancing me around like crazy, and it was just the best." Let's take a time out on the story for a second, and let's do a little girl talk. This is a little serious talk from Sarah, who is a female and has 3 kids. So for those of you that have had children, you will be able to sympathize with me. Sometimes it's difficult to just keep everything in, you know what I mean, ladies. Like, jumping or dancing or laughing can prove to be a bit challenging when you've had kids. Not gonna lie. So, you know what I'm talking about. So, this is a very important part in the story, because this mama was, dancing, carrying on, and having a good time. And she was jumping, she was dancing, she was having fun. I was on one of my many back and forths again, and this time around I ran into her again, and she said, "Oh, Sarah," I wish she had that voice, but "Oh, Sarah, this is the best night ever." And I said, "Again, I am so glad that you are having so much fun. This is amazing to me. Like, I love watching you out there dancing and carrying on." She goes, "Girl, he twirled me around the dance floor, and I got to laughing, and I peed myself." And I said, well, that sounds like a good time. And I said, that is hilarious. Oh my gosh. And she goes, yes, that has never happened to me. But yes, I just peed myself right on the dance floor. And okay, so I love it. So anyways, my brain, I don't think I had kids before this. I don't know, maybe I didn't, but I didn't quite sympathize and take this as a serious thing. In my mind, I was just thinking, oh, she had so much fun, she peed herself. Like that's probably a phrase, right? Like, I had so much fun at that wedding, I peed myself. And that should be on a t-shirt, y'all. It underneath that it should say like words from Stories with Sarah Lizabeth. I had so much fun at that wedding that I peed myself. That's a good time, y'all. So, in my brain, I'm just thinking like she's saying that she had a great time. She's having a great time. And I'm like, great, awesome, you're having a great time. I'm so glad. And that was all that I thought about it at that time. So I walked back into the reception and, I'm just observing, making sure everyone's doing okay and, everything's going smoothly. I think we were done with the activities for the night. And so I'm kind of back in the corner and I'm observing, and my crew is sort of, there's people bussing tables, there's people, clearing tables, removing flower arrangements and things like that to prep for the exit, because we're like towards the end of the night now. So I'm just watching, and then I see mother of the groom, and she's sitting on the chair covers at this point. And so she's sitting on the chair covers and she's talking to somebody. Then she gets up and she goes back to that dance floor. Now, when she gets up, there is a huge, huge spot on the back of her dress. Oh, Lord. It is wet. And she was serious. She had peed herself. And so she's got this huge wet spot on the back of her dress. And I see it, and in my brain, I start to go, oh, she really had a good time. And she was not lying when she said that he flung her on the dance floor and she got to laughing and she peed herself. She was telling me a truth. And so I'm observing her and I'm like, oh man, she really did it. And I'm thinking, okay, this is the end of the night. Like, maybe I can get her like a backup dress. Like, she has been in this now for quite some time. I mean, at least an hour and a half. And so I'm going, maybe she needs some assistance. Maybe I need to go run up to the local store and buy her a new dress or something. And so I see her, and then I start to witness her, she's socializing at this point. And so she is going from chair to chair to chair, talking to all the people. And all those people were conveniently located at multiple tables. And so I said to my staff, I said, all those chair covers are getting washed tonight, because I can't keep track of which chair she has sat in at this point. And normally, we're not washing the chair covers every time. They get pressed and spot cleaned and stuff like that. But they weren't getting fully washed unless there were spills or things on them. So, and they all looked at me like, you're serious? And I was like, yep. All those chair covers are gonna have to be washed now. So I run into the bride's, or the mother of the groom. I run into her in the hallway afterwards. And I was like, I didn't know you were actually serious. Like, this was an actual situation. And I said I was gonna come and, see if you wanted me to get you a new dress or whatever it may be. And she was like, oh no, honey, it's fine. Like, y'all, she wore that thing like a badge of honor. It was like, feeding myself. It was great. So, yeah, she did not want a new dress. So, I hugged her, up top, and just, thanked her for making me smile and laugh that night, because that was very fun. And it's funny because the clients actually live close to my house. So we go to the local pool, we go to the same local pool, and we shop at the same Kroger. So, which for those of you, it's a supermarket, Kroger. So we get our groceries at the same place. So I run into them every once in a while, and we still laugh about that. And we still, like, every time I see them, oh, the groom, he gives me one of those hugs that I love. And he's just such a cool dude. And the bride and I just chat about like life and their kids, and it's just so great to be able to have a funny story from your wedding and a connection with your clients. And then, because I do run into clients quite often, out to eat or, just anywhere really. And it's really neat to see them and see their lives after the wedding day, and just to kind of catch up. Because I always tell you, you always remember the people that were there on your wedding day. So pick people that you really like to just be around. So, so anyways, it's good to run into them, and we do see each other quite often. So we laugh about that all the time, and I'm so glad that, she had a good time and she tore it up. And I hope y'all have enjoyed hearing about her good time. And, so here's my, I always have a little tidbit of information for you. A lesson learned from this. My lesson to y'all is to just pee yourself on the dance floor if you gotta pee yourself on the dance floor. I mean, have a good time. I mean, that was amazing. And if you do not want any stains on your dresses, ladies, wear some undergarments that might help you with that, and you'll be good to go. But don't let that not, allow you to have a good time on the dance floor. So that was funny, and I'm glad my kids picked that one, because I got a good laugh from that one too, telling y'all. So and just remembering how awesome she was. So anyways, hope y'all have a wonderful week. And to all those mothers out there, I want to wish y'all the best Mother's Day ever. Being a mom is a tough job, and there are a lot of things that we do, like how I was telling y'all about the unseen heroes that work at events that don't get any recognition. There are a lot of things that we do that nobody sees. And so I encourage all you mamas out there, especially those that are working jobs outside of the home, and those that are working very difficult jobs inside the home. And I just encourage y'all, and I admire you so much, and just continue to encourage those that you are leading, and just, to tell you a little bit about me, I was encouraged that, like, what are you gonna do when you have the power? When you have the power in this situation, and all of us, moms, dads, at your job, everyone at some point has the power in a situation. And it's like, what are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with that power? And as a mom, we get power a lot. And there are moments where our kids are going crazy and losing it and losing their minds. And we are just like, it's like you just can't do it anymore. and you get frustrated and you fail 1,000,001 times as a parent. And there are moments though where you can do something beautiful with the power that you have. And so I encourage you the next time someone is going crazy, losing their mind, to just love them and to just encourage them, and to know that you are doing great work and you are an amazing mom. So, and thank you to my mama. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I know you're watching because you're one of my biggest fans. So I appreciate you watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful Mother's Day, and I'm glad I'm gonna get to see you soon. So we will get to spend Mother's Day together, which is great. So anyways, y'all have a wonderful week. Go love a mama. Go appreciate them. And thanks to this mama for this amazing story. We'll see you next Tuesday. Have a great week.